Hey everyone, Fuzzy Barbarian here, and in this Zombie Army 4 Dead War video, I'm going to run you through the Damnation Valley Chapter 3 mission Will It Blend. We'll grab all the collectibles, they're very easy to find, and we'll complete the challenge Keep It Light, which is complete the chapter without using heavy machine guns or mounted turrets. This chapter is meant to be completed with those. There's tons of zombies to kill, and without those it makes it quite difficult. So the challenge is easy by not using them, but hard to stay alive. I'll be setting this on enemy setup of 4 players and easy difficulty. You could go 3 players if you want to, but I'm going for gold, and having 4 player enemy setup helps with that. As far as weapons go, I'm taking the usual Mosin Nagant, the MP44 and the Weebly. On the Mosin Nagant, I'm putting on Bolt mod for greatly reduced reload time. That's really helpful as there are a lot of zombies and you go through your ammo very quickly. I'm also putting on Vampire Scope. I don't really think Vampire Scope helps that much, but every little bit of health for staying alive in this will be helpful. MP44, I'm doing the same thing, putting on an explosive mod and increasing the magazine to 45 rounds, and also putting on Vampire Scope. I probably won't even use the Weebly in this, but except for, to occasionally pull it out for the explosive mod charge. But if I do, I want that to also have a greatly reduced reload time. The bottom perks don't really matter. Basically, the aim of this is, if you're going for gold, the aim of this is to have as little reload time as possible, and survive. And because survival is the main thing of the game on our perks, the only non-survival perk will be extra SMG ammo. The rest will all be about survival. So enhanced vigor, stamina defense, rejuvenation, and hardened. No need to have combo timer or combo boost perks on here to get the gold. There are so many enemies, you really don't have to focus on getting headshots or focus on extending your combos. The main focus is on staying alive. There are plenty of enemies to get the score that you need for a gold. As far as item mods go, I've got mod B on the electric grenade to get more electric arcs. Mod B on the incendiary grenade, explodes on impact. Actually no, I'm going to switch that to mod A, attract zombies with sound. That can get them off your case a little bit easier. Yeah, that's about it. This is actually a really fun mission. There's not much to do as far as mission objectives go. But when you're not using turrets, or turrets are fun, but when you're not using turrets or heavy weapons, you have so many zombies to deal with your normal weapons that it's pretty insane, but fun.
I haven't been able to reach Bruno and the others for some time.
What do we do now?
I need you to restart the motion.
So I can record and analyze the process. Hopefully, we can use the data to find a weakness we can exploit.
Okay. What is that?
Get through that door and I'll explain.
Copy that. Engineer, the dead still infest this place.
See that big meat grinder looking monstrosity? I'm calling it a muncher. It's a really clever way to clean up blood battery production. The hellstorm outside is more like
The first 2 collectibles are down below, but the main objective takes us to where they are, and we'll be running past them anyway, so we won't go out of our way to get them. We'll see them in due course. First we'll just get the mission going, and the other thing I recommend doing is opening every crate that you see so that those crates are open when you're running past them while the horde is after you. Just makes it that much easier to grab any grenades that might help you out as you go.
I pushed the button, but nothing's happening.
You need to defend that panel until the capacity.
Now there's explosive barrels around, and there's also fans. I recommend not using them in advance and avoiding using them if you can until you feel like you're okay to use them, because it can get very hectic in here. On 4-player mode, when the generals spawn in, they'll constantly spawn in those runners, and the runners, they can be really hard to deal with. So you might find the more explosive barrels and the more fans you have available to you in, you know, the moment of need, the better.
I will never stop fighting. Suicider down! Witness the strength of humanity.
I'm not bothering about going for headshots or even really caring about trying to set up multi-kills or quad kills for the score. You can see already my combo without any boost or anything is it's climbing. There's so many zombies. I mean, this is just the start. It gets much worse, so you don't have to worry about any of that. You will get gold so long as you're on a 4-player enemy setup and you just kill everything you see.
I hope this works.
Good work.
Armor giant sighted. Ah! Okay, it's ready.
That did not sound good. Let's see how much voltage these can take.
That's one. No, he didn't die. I have to get him in a sec. I missed his heart. Yeah, the generals that spawn the runners, you don't really need to panic too much about them, because the more runners you get, as hectic as it is, you can back away and they'll contribute towards your score whilst you slowly whittle down all the other enemies that the generals don't spawn in. So they can actually be helpful to you. Standing here isn't helpful to you. This is why I have on all of those health perks. And I'm going to use a fan to get rid of one of these flamethrower guys. That's why I like to keep the fans available for the annoying guys. Also, as a pro tip, don't shoot enemies while standing in front of the fans, because explosions or explosive mods or ricocheting bullets can set a fan off and then insta-kill yourself.
Armor giant down!
The trick with this level is to slowly back away from the horde as it's coming towards you and kind of know where the ammo crate is that you're slowly backing away towards. There are a lot of zombies and there are not enough bullets. So if you're backing away towards the ammo crate, which the ammo crate's kind of below me and to the left, I'll get there eventually. But knowing where it is, it can be the difference between living and dying. The other thing too is if you see any corpses with medikits in them, make sure you stomp them so the medikits are left on the ground. Don't shoot that guy bashing on the fan. He will trigger that fan and then you'll waste that fan. Just leave him there. So yeah, stomp all these to leave medikits on the ground for later use. Easy to run over and use if you need to. Again, don't shoot him.
Activating the controls.
You've restarted the grinder. Next step is to
So
make
yeah,
your way
make
to
sure
the
you
other
open
catwalk and
every
open
crate
all
you
the
see,
luggage.
even if you're not going to take something from it right at that moment. It just saves you having to try to open it whilst the mob are around. And we're right here, so we'll grab the first collectible, which is a document. I prefer frag grenades, so whenever I see a frag grenade, I always swap it with whatever else I'm holding that isn't a frag grenade. So here's the document. Whenever you pick up the document, just remember the zombie hand is right nearby. So if you run straight to the right after picking up the document, spin around and look up, you'll see the zombie hand up there. It's a bit hard to see through this vampire scope, but you get the idea. That's the only two collectibles in this area. The final collectible is in the final area, so you don't have to worry about it anymore here. And I'm just going to track the challenge. So you can see after clicking that, it's now displayed in the top left. A YouTube commenter showed me how to do that, which is really, really handy.
No more.
Okay, so again, I'm just running around making sure that every crate I see is open whilst on my way to the mission marker. Again, I'm just going to leave him. I don't want to set off that fan. I'll save that fan for another time.
That's it. Got it.
And at this point, you just need to remember you can run around the whole map, but just keep in mind where the ammo crate is in relation to where you're going, just so that you can always back up to it or circle round to it, because you will run out of ammo no matter what weapons you've chosen to bring.
Suicider.
Now I like to hang out here for as long as I can, knowing that I can continually restock. You won't be able to stay here forever. It will get overrun eventually. So like I said, you can't stay there forever, but I wanted to take those grenadiers out because they're a pain, but I didn't really get the opportunity. Just remember, don't pick up any heavy weapons. The heavy machine guns. You can actually pick up heavy weapons. It's only the heavy machine guns or mounted turrets for the challenge. So if you want, you can pick up the flamethrower. I'm just going to do this without picking up any heavy weapons at all. That's the grenadiers dealt with.
I think I see it. The power supply.
So here's where it starts to get fun. From here on, more and more zombies will spawn, and generals will spawn their runners. But first, we've got to find the blood vials. The first one's on the left here. They're actually both close. That's one thing I like about the design of this game. Whenever there's some like object you've got to get to take somewhere, it's never far. They don't make it unfun by giving you ridiculously long quests just to pick things up. It's always close by. Like the next one is very close as well. If you turn around and just... It's the same spot but just a little to the right here. Never far, always close. Nothing ever feels that laborious. Rebellion know what makes a game fun.
Stay dead. Found the second. It's fixed. Standing my ground.
Hold on, 2 minutes tops.
Probably going to get hurt here, but I want to take him out as a priority. I see another grenadier at the back there too. Alright, now the fun begins. This is when all of the runners start to become a major problem with generals. However, you may, if you get the opportunity to take some generals out early, you may not want to. You may want to just keep killing zombies for as long as you can and dealing with the runners as you have to, just so that you can ensure you get the gold. I don't know if it really makes much of a difference, but I think it does make a bit of a difference, especially if you don't have combo boosts on. If you're not going for like the actual challenge, you can use heavy turrets and everything, then you put, by all means put combo boosts on and you'll get the gold very easily. But if you're trying to do the gold and the challenge at the same time, then it can be a little helpful just to leave the generals alive for a small amount of time. But you can see there my combo right now is over 100 already, and that's without trying. I'm not even aiming, I'm just trying to shoot and kill whatever I see, however it happens. So here come all the runners, and they're going to be constant till we kill the general. It's spawning them. I'll kill some with this fan actually. So pretty much what you can do is kill all the normal zombies that spawn. They won't respawn, and then you can... Alright, we'll kill this heavy with the fan as well. You can use his buzzsaw if you don't kill him with the fan. The enemies won't respawn, only the runners will be respawned by the generals. So eventually, once you've taken down all of the enemies, like I'm good to take them down now, but had I taken them down earlier, it would have cost me a few kills. Probably not enough though to really impact gold, if I'm honest. I haven't really tried it. I normally don't get a good line of sight on the generals right from the start anyway, so because it is a bit RNG how enemies will fan out and cover them. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is don't panic if the generals are spawning runners. Just kill the runners as they get on you and kill all the other zombies, and eventually you'll only have to deal with the generals and their runners, which is manageable.
Disgusting.
This is significantly harder to do if you don't have health and stamina perks on. So I highly recommend the exact same stamina and health perks that I showed at the start. Unless you want a real challenge, then it's up to you. If you put on a combo boost, you can get a huge score in this level. Especially if you're not worried about the challenge. If you're not worried about completing it without using heavies, then yeah, you can go crazy with score on this level. Once you kill the final general too and take out all the zombies, then the mission will progress to the next stage.
You know, if you ever get tired of shooting things, I think you'll make the perfect assistant.
I thank you. Wait until it's safe, then get as far away as you can.
I'll head out the way you came. It should be nice and clear for the moment. But before I go, I'll deal with the mulcher. I've got some tasty treats for it to try.
Oh yes! Thank you, and good luck!
I'll be fine. As for you, take the elevator up to the top.
In the next step, the next stage is the comic, and I'll show you that before we kick off the stage. But when the elevator opens, be careful, there'll be a dude on a turret up top. There he is, shooting at us. Take him out first. And then the rest. So this stage is the hardest because you're pretty much trapped in this enclosed area. The elevator door will shut and those side doors will open and enemies will pour out of them, and it's really a game of survival. I recommend stocking up on grenades if you don't have any, or opening the boxes ready to grab them if you already have plenty of grenades. These trip mines don't really help that much, but I'm going to use them. First though, I'll show you the comic, which is just here. That's the comic, and that's the final collectible. There's only 3, there's no upgrade kit or heroic action to worry about, so that's all the collectibles. Plenty of health, just remember there's health up the top here. It's a bit of a scary place to be up the top here. But you can come up here and then create an opening to get out again by using a fan. Don't use those mounted machine guns. Alright, now for the trip mines, they don't really help you that much, but I do recommend placing them before you start the encounter at either ends of this bottom area. What that does is it a bunch of enemies will spawn up that end, and a bunch of enemies will spawn up this end. And if you have a trip mine already placed, that's not going to work, I don't think. No, because I'm going over the rocks, so I need to go around the rocks. If you place trip mines on either end of here, it will make the enemies that spawn in fall, and it will just give you a few seconds of breathing room to deal with other enemies rather than having them all swamp you. And that breathing room can be the difference between living and dying, so I recommend doing that. And again, this is another one where there's so many zombies that knowing the ammo crate is there and the health is up top are two very important things to keep in mind.
Okay.
First thing that happens is they come storming out of that door and the one behind me, that one. So just take out as many. I like to take out as many enemies before they can get out of these doors as possible before retreating. You can see the screamers that spawned in up the other end were already killed by the tripwire. There's two more and I'll just run past them. But the first group were killed by that tripwire. It's really helpful to save yourself having to deal with them. So, I mean, it's not much, but just that little breathing space. I like it. Again, I'm not worrying about preserving bullets or aiming. I just want to kill as fast as I can. My plan is to go from here back to the ammo crate. And I like to stay near the ammo crate for as long as I can, killing as many zombies as I can before I'm forced to retreat. And just before I'm forced to retreat, I'll stock up on ammo again, if I can. It's not always possible because the zombies, the AI is different every time, so it's how the zombies walk, where they go, what kills you manage to get in what order. I mean, it's all different, and sometimes you just have to retreat like I had to there without reloading, which sucks, but it happens. The other thing to keep in mind is throughout this encounter, eventually up the other end of this bottom area, where the eventual exit will be, that's where the generals will spawn. It's a good idea to be down here when they do, so that you can take them out fast. If you're not down here when they do, there's a chance you can get overrun and killed. A pretty high chance too. This is such a fun level on 4-player. I highly recommend if you ever do this level, you do it on 4-player. It's really, really fun. All these zombies. So what I want to try and do is get some reload my guns at the ammo crate before I have to deal with the generals down the bottom. Now when she said they're going to be patient, that means it's time to get down to the bottom and take out the generals. But I want to reload first just in case things go bad, because they're going to send a ton of these runners at you. As you can see. And the ones to worry about the worst are the shadow dudes that go through the ground. Very hard to, with all these runners, very hard to avoid them. There you go, right on cue. Fortunately, they don't really do much to you. They just disorient you and that was actually good because he put me right where I wanted to be, right where the generals are, so I could kill one. And he's got me again. They're the scariest enemy in the game. Fortunately, they don't really do much damage to you. So this has been a pretty good run. I was pretty fortunate that the shadow guy made me appear right on top of the generals. But either way, this is where you want to be when they appear, down here with them. And that's it. It's for some reason, once you've killed all the enemies, there's a slight bit of a delay between when you complete the mission and when the exit to the mission opens. It'll tell you survive the siege, but there are no more enemies. And there we go, we've completed the chapter without using a heavy machine gun or a mounted turret. We've grabbed all of the collectibles, and the exit is not there, it's behind me, there. So yeah, that's it, all done. If you're playing this on 4 players and you're just killing every enemy you see, it's practically impossible not to get gold. And there we go, gold comfortably. Alright guys, well that's it. That's all the collectibles, how to complete the challenge and how to get gold in this chapter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.